You've been running, at least from my memory, on the national scene since cadet. For a girl in racing, it's a little bit of a rarity. So go over a little bit of what kind of hooked you and what's your path been to this point.
I've been racing since 2013. We started off in Kid Kart, made our way through Coma Rookie, and then up through Cadet and Junior. We have a mutual friend, Luca Mars. My dad's friends with his dad. They thought it would be a good idea to take me to a pit race one day and put me in a rental cart, and basically the rest is history. I went from mini to basically junior and shifter in the same year. That was about in 2019, I want to say. And yeah, we've been racing shifter for the past 4 years, and it's been a struggle, but I think we're starting to get the hang of it now. With my size has been such an obstacle with the shifter class, and I think we're making a lot of adjustments to the cart and working with AJ and Magic and Peppo from Italy just to try and make sure everything will fit and work with my size.
Right. I mean, that's a big thing. You're a small driver here, especially for shifter stuff. So what was the push to go into shifter just to begin? Because like you said, you went mini to junior and then skipped out of a lot of juniors, skipped out entirely on senior to go straight to shifter racing. What was the reason to jump all the way straight there?
It wasn't really my decision. It was mostly my dad's. He really wanted me to get he wanted to challenge me and get me to learn how to drive a gearbox, how to use a hand clutch and use the gears. And race with grown men was a big part of it. There's a higher level of respect in shifter, and that's really what kind of dragged us to it.
And like you said, there's a lot of respect in shifter racing. You talk about the physicality. You're not really, it's kind of ungentlemanlike, I guess, to ask for your weight and your size. But how tall exactly are you? You're just over 5 foot, right?
I'm 5 foot on a good day. We're barely at 5 foot. But I weigh 98 pounds, give or
Well,
take.
yeah. And so
So
it's
it's about 300 pounds without me in the cart. And there's an unspoken rule at Stars Championship Series where no one's if I were to go off the track, no one's allowed to touch my cart. No one's allowed to help me lift it just because it's so heavy.
well, it is a lot. Obviously, the Stars Championship Series is going to see you in action here this week. I think you turned a lot of heads with how good you're able to run to kick off that season this year. That had to feel really good at Newcastle. Walk us through that weekend there, and we'll circle back to more. But at least let's focus on Stars. I mean, that weekend you came out of the gates rolling all the way through Friday practice.
Right. We were pretty fast off the gate. Made a lot of adjustments. I tried to improve every session. I think in the pre-final and the finals, we got kind of lost at the start, and I tried to make up as much time as I could throughout the race. I really just lost time, um, just couldn't make up that time that I lost. Hopefully, this weekend will be better. I'll be able to get on podium, try and fix whatever happened at the first round, and make it stick this time.
Right. I mean, going into that, you were starting up front, you were winning heat races, you were quick, and we already were talking we are going to have to change that trophy. You not only wanted it to be Queen of the Castle you wanted to, correct me if I'm wrong, you wanted King of the Castle on the trophy so you could be the king, but next year you wanted to make it Queen of the Castle for whatever boy wins that they knock you off, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think that would be a real ego crusher.
well, it'd be cool to see. I know you got a lot of guys pulling for you here. We got a lot of fans that I'm sure will be tuning in. Going to GoPro track, you've run it before. What do you like? What can people expect for shifter racing over there for them tuning in for the first time?
GoPro is a really good track to see how good of a driver someone is because it's not really a shifter track, it's more of a tag track. So if you can make GoPro fast in a shifter, I think it says a lot about you as a driver. And hopefully we're able to do that. I know AJ and I will be working pretty hard to make sure that I'm doing good, and I know the whole Magic team will help and try and get me up front the whole time.
Annie, so this is actually really good. Talking about tuning the go kart, you said you guys obviously you have to put a lot of work into it when you've got such a non-traditional setup. You sit lower in the seat. There's a lot of lead on the seat, which doesn't flex like your body would. I mean, what do you guys have to do a lot of non-traditional setups, or can you run something similar to like AJ or Andrew when they get out there?
We have to do like a little bit of a different setup. We find like the softer that the axle is, the better it works for me, just because of how much like dead weight is in the center of the seat and like the center of gravity of me like down here, and then there's like AJ and Andrew up here. It's different. Um, so we have to work around that, and definitely a softer axle works with how much the cart is able to flex, and like the caster in the front usually has to be like full caster to get it to turn, be able to make like it's a moving brick literally, and we have to be able to do like whatever we can to make it work. So yeah, we're usually on a softer setup.